What's going on, people? Welcome to the opposition preview. I'm joined by the one and only Dan Lawless from West Ham Fan TV and also Lawless Live. Make sure to check out both channels. The link will be in the description down below. It should be a fun and exciting show because we've got a lot to get through since we last faced West Ham. As always, drop a like, subscribe. Most importantly, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Lawless, I don't even have to say anything. I just have to say your name. How do you feel?
How do I feel? In general? In what? What do I feel about what?
Just let me know how you feel. Like, how are you? First of all, let's apart from football, how are you? We haven't been on 12th man for a few weeks because I've been a bit busy.
You haven't been on, right?
Yeah, because I've been busy. That's why. I've been busy.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like I said, we'll talk about Palace, but I just feel like certain things are going under the radar, which we'll talk about, and that could be why you haven't been on 12th man.
Under the radar. You're not doing this to me, but anyways, we'll get into that after. I don't know what you're thinking or about to say, but trust me, it's not going to work today, buddy. It's not working today with me. But how's West Ham and how are you, man? What's going on over there in the east side of London?
Well, look, as you're aware, there's protests going on. There's a protest before the Palace game.
Why?
I want the owners out. We're tired of the ownership. We're done with Sullivan. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Why though? What's going on with Sullivan? I mean, he's delivered you the Conference League. You had one of your greatest managers, and you lot wanted to get rid of him in David Moyes. I mean, what else could have Sullivan done?
Why do we want him out? He's delivered us the Conference League, right? Yeah. When we left Upton Park for this Soulless Athletics Bowl, a lot of things were said. We need to move to compete with the Arsenals and the Chelseas and the teams like that. We need to move to get Champions League football. We're going to get a world-class stadium. We want to be in Europe consistently, right? We didn't move and blow up Upton Park to win a Conference League that didn't even exist when we moved stadiums. So I'm sorry, but 2 years of Europa League and 1 Conference League does not justify 10 years of being in the worst stadium in the country. It doesn't justify it. So it's the fans, we've had enough. We're tired of being run like an absolute joke. We're tired of just the short-term thinking, the cheap route all the time, the freebie managers, the not sacking managers and waiting for their contracts to run down, all of that stuff. So enough is enough.
So who do you think has a brighter future then, Palace or West Ham? Just out of curiosity.
Well, but this is what I'm saying. It depends. There's different types of futures. There's short-term futures and there's long-term futures. In the short term, Crystal Palace. In the long term, West Ham, because Sullivan won't be here forever. His days are numbered. And once he's gone,
I guess so. I mean, do you actually think he's going to leave? It's good if everyone joins in with the protest. That would apply pressure. But do you realistically see him leaving West Ham anytime soon?
Listen, they are rattled. They are absolutely rattled right now. And listen, I have reasons to believe that the club has been open to a sale, that the sticking point has been the price tag, right? He wants, they value it at £800 million, which is, when you're trying to buy a club that don't own their stadium and they want 800 mil. And now we're hearing that Millwall are getting taken over potentially by Saudis. I think it's Saudis or Qataris. That's
Millwall. You're going to be smaller than Millwall as well. You're going to be smaller than Palace and Millwall in a space of I don't know how many years.
Well, we'll see if that goes through. But there's no coincidence that the club wanted a fee for this at this price to these potential owners, and then now they could potentially be getting Millwall for a fraction of the price. So yeah, the pressure can come on, and he might get to the point where he's going, do you know what? I'll take 600 mil. We're still a profit, and we can get sold. He's not getting any younger. We know that, right? The guy is he's not looking healthy anyway. His days are numbered one way or another, mate.
Yeah. Well, in terms of this game, how much of an impact do you reckon the protest will have with the atmosphere at the ground?
Well, it depends, isn't it? Because I think these are all before the game, right? So the protest finishes at 2:15. Then everyone's obviously going to go in the ground, go to their seats. If we start well and we're playing good, it won't have any impact, right? Because everyone will be behind the team like we want. If Palace score first, it's going to get nasty. It's because tensions are already going to be high. So going into there, the fans are going to want to see us playing well. And if we're not playing well, even if we're on the back foot, it's going to get a bit, it's going to still start to feel the temperature rising. And if that Palace goal goes in first, mate, it's going to turn very bad. So
yeah, it seems like whenever you can see the goal, it just goes left. It's happened against Chelsea as well. It happened against Tottenham most recently. So I think the first goal would be key in this game. But I mean, yeah, it's not a nice position to be in. Of course, every club has had problems like that as well. But it just feels like a circle with West Ham. And I feel like I've called it a while ago. You know, you just get back on your owners' backs whenever. Like you had a good period under Moyes, and now it's back to the real root cause, which never went away. To be fair, I'm not even taking a piss. Like it just never went away. When you're looking at Sullivan was always at the football club despite you lot doing well, and I do feel like you need to get rid of him to, you know, unlock your potential because there is a lot of potential at West Ham, which I don't want unlocked, of course. So yeah, long may it continue for now. You know, has Sullivan got any kids that could take over?
he has.
Yeah, Sullivan
has
Juniors. Yeah, so they could they can hold the reins for the next.
He has literally got a David Sullivan Jr. and we do not want that cam taking over. We do not.
So what if Sullivan steps down? Is like, you know what, David Sullivan Jr. can take over. Would you be happy with that?
Listen, no, we're going to be on his case as well. We want them all out. We do not want anyone with the last name Sullivan involved in this football club ever again, or the last name Karen Brady, or the last name Brady, first name Karen. The last name Karen Brady. We just don't want. They have to go, mate, because what they've done is unforgivable. It's unforgivable. What they've delivered to us, right? You've got Selhurst, right? You're talking about increasing Selhurst Park. You didn't have to leave Selhurst to go to an athletic stadium to win an FA Cup, right?
Yeah.
You look at Newcastle; they didn't have to leave St James's Park to win the Carabao Cup and to get Champions League football. Villa didn't have to leave Villa Park to go and get consistent European football. We didn't have to leave Upton Park to go and win the Conference League and play in Europa League. Yeah. We didn't.
You're right. You didn't. And that stadium had a bit of a soul. This one is just like a plastic bowl. I don't even understand the purpose of it. But then again, it is an Olympic stadium. I don't know what you really expect from it. It wasn't even made for West Ham. But you mentioned last names that you don't want at a football club. What about Potter? Could it be one that you might not want at a football club as well? It seems like everyone nowadays is struggling. What's happening with Graham Potter?
So about a year ago, I was on this channel with you, and I believe it was ahead of our game, and you said that Lopetegui was a weak manager.
Yeah.
A year later, I'm looking at Graham Potter, and I'm thinking the same thing.
Can I get an apology for that, by the way? Because I got a lot of hateful comments in your channel after you posted that by West Ham. Can you apologize on their behalf for that? Because I was looking out for you, lot, and I got a lot of hateful comments.
All right, we'll give you that. We'll give you that. Yeah, all right. We apologize, right? Okay, we'll give you that one. But yeah, like Potter, you look at it, right? It goes onto the team. You look at him when we concede a goal. The guy just looks lost. He's just like this, staring into space. Like, what does that fill you with? You know, when your team's going down and you've got someone just spitting on the floor, staring like you don't know what to do.
He was doing that at Brighton as well. Yeah, there's a case about Potter and how good he is, to be fair. And I did feel like that when he joined West Ham as well. But yeah, we faced you last season, and it was one of the easiest games we faced. I think we had more goals than you had shots on that game, let alone shots on target. I think you only had like a shot, and we beat you 2-1 or 2-0. I mean, and do you think his time is coming up then?
Yeah, like if we lose this game, I'm hearing that he'll be gone. To me, even if we draw, he should be gone, because it's not a case of, oh, it's Palace. It's not even about you. It's about the results so far. because our home form is shocking. We have won 2 games at home in 2025, right? 2 games.
What the
That
hell?
can't stand.
If we wait, so are you telling me, hold up, are you telling me if we beat you on Saturday, we won the same amount of games at your ground as you have? Is that what you're telling me?
What, in
If we beat
2020,
you on
you've won
Saturday?
2?
No, it'll
We
be,
play.
well, same amount because we beat you already earlier on this year, 2025.
Yeah.
And if we beat you, then that means we've won 2
Well,
games.
yeah.
I don't
That's what that will
understand.
mean. Yeah.
That is crazy. That is
That's
absolutely crazy.
that's how bad it is. That's what
That
I'm
is.
saying. So it's got to go, mate.
But then if he goes, who comes in? Zidane? Xavi?
Zidane, well, we need to stop talking about Zidane as a manager. Yeah, I don't want to
I
go
mean,
off
you
the
wanted it.
fact
Remember, you're talking
that
to me
guy is
about
retired.
Xabi Alonso, Zidane, and stuff. You know, if West
I
Ham
never
get rid.
mentioned Zidane.
Oh,
That
yeah, you
guy,
did. Back in the day, you did. You definitely
that
did.
guy's a fraud of a manager. Yeah, look at him. He left Real Madrid and hasn't managed since. So let's not even
Yeah,
bring
because he
that guy.
doesn't need to manage. He's got money. He doesn't have to work. You're telling the man, "Oh, look at him. He doesn't have to work." Well,
Well,
he's got
let's
his
stop
money
linking
right.
him to football clubs then, as if he's like this savior. He hasn't proved nothing outside of Real Madrid.
So who would
know
you
what I
want
mean?
then? Realistically, is there any names that you're thinking about?
Well, look,
Both
apparently there's Nuno's obviously heavily linked, right? Nuno is the one that's heavy. There's talk about Slaven Bilic returning. Listen, if it's a short-term thing to see how he does right now, at least it's a manager we can identify with, who understands the club. Nuno, I think, is a good manager. His football isn't exactly what we're looking for as fans, so that's the only downside to Nuno. Is we could just end up with the same boring football we've seen for the past 2 years, 3 years.
If it's effective, then do you really care about it?
But this is the thing. It has to be effective. It has to. Like, if Nuno comes in, right, and we see like a Forest thing where we're really good for a while, and then we just fall off a cliff for the rest of the season. Like, we go for a second half of the season where we lose, draw. I'm not having that, man. I'm not having.
I think it will happen though. What do you reckon about Nuno? Don't you see that happening as well? Well, look, we've seen him at Wolves, saw him at Forest as well. I wasn't shocked towards the end of it. There are certain managers which, you know, they might perform at the start, and then as things drag on, you see their limitations, and they haven't really got a plan B, or even if they try to do plan B, they're not good enough of a coach to get a plan B sorted. I don't know if Nuno should have been sacked by Forest. It's still a bit too early, but I see that scenario of if Nuno was to come in, and I see Nuno as a West Ham manager, I think you would do maybe great at the start, and then over time naturally drop off. But then again, you're asking for a very good manager. We got very lucky with Oliver Glasner that could keep up like that. A lot of managers are, you know, have good spells and then they just completely drop off. So
yeah, listen, but this is it. Like, when I look at it and I see you getting Glasner, Bournemouth getting Iraola, Brentford getting Thomas Frank, like, why do we always just sit there and look at these same names? Like, what Premier League manager is out of a job? Like, who's managing the Prem and who's out of a job? Glasner never managed in the Premier, Iraola never managed in the Prem, and Thomas Frank never managed in the Prem, and they're now seen as 3 of the best managers in the league. So it's just a joke that we're constantly looking at, well, here's Potter. Well, Nuno was out of a job. We think with Ange, well, Bilic is available. He's managed in the Prem and at West Ham. Like, why are we always looking at just the lazy names, and we're never going out and getting these types of managers? That's why we never go.
About you staying up though? Do you think that plays a part? Because you are, I mean, it's still very early on in the season, but let's say you get a manager that has no experience managing in the Premier League. For Sullivan and the owners, you know, they're going to be looking at it like, well, we can't risk going down. I'd rather have a safe bet in Nuno that will keep us up than go for a manager that hasn't managed in the Premier League. Don't you understand that viewpoint?
Yeah, I understand it, but this is what I'm saying. Like, game week 4, like, we should not be in a situation where we're looking at firefighting managers to stabilize and keep us up, and we're just staying up. Like, there's so much football left to play. We've got a good team there. There's a good team. Potter just does not play it. He relies on the likes of James Ward-Prowse and players like that, the same crap, playing Paqueta false 9 and leaving strikers on the bench. Like, that's what I'm saying. If a good manager and a good coach comes in and can get the best out of the team that we've got We can play decent stuff. I'm not asking for a team of world beaters. We're playing like Barcelona. All I want to see is a team that are going to work their ass off on the pitch, press a bit, put in some tackles, right? Hit teams quick on the break. At least that. None of this slow, just sideways, backwards build-up crap. I'm tired of it, man.
So what are the problems with West Ham this season? What are the weaknesses?
The weakness is set pieces. Massive weakness. Right?
That's very good to hear as a Palace fan.
We've got a low. You're good at set pieces now, yeah?
We're one of the best. I think we matched Arsenal's record last season. We're one of the best teams in the set pieces in the league.
Let's just call it a day. Let's not bother turning up.
Is it that bad?
We're the worst team for set pieces. We've conceded, I think it was 6 set pieces, and I can't remember if that was before or after Spurs, right?
But 6 I saw that already. Stat. We played like 4 or 5 games. What's going on?
Yeah, we are, and the ones we haven't conceded, this is the thing. Graham Potter come out and said, like, well, we conceded a set piece before that. I thought we defended them well. No, we didn't. We were panicking and scrambling every corner. We were shitting ourselves, and we've got a bunch of defenders that can't jump. Mavropanos is the only one who is decent in the air. The rest of the team, shocking. We've got a goalkeeper. This goalkeeper that Potter signed, right? My God, he's conceded like 14 goals in 11 shots. Like, it's outrageous. And the guy just flaps at everything. We signed him because he's good with his feet. He's a goalkeeper. He's not a midfielder. Like, what are we doing? Like, and that's the problem. So we're so vulnerable to set pieces. We did this crappy zonal marking thing with Spurs, Pap Sarr, unmarked to the back post. That doesn't help. So yeah, that's our big problem. Then you've also got his obsession and fetish with James Ward-Prowse, who starts every game and plays 90 plus minutes, regardless. Like, he's so slow. And you're playing like Souček and Ward-Prowse or Rodriguez and Ward-Prowse. Slow. That's the problem. So we lose the midfield and we're weak against set call.
So who plays instead of Ward-Prowse then?
Well, you play.
Who plays instead of Ward-Prowse?
You play Fernandez and Magassa. That's your midfield pivot there, right? Simple. We've signed Magassa to come in and be a holding midfielder. Fernandez plays in Ward-Prowse's position, right? He's that centre midfielder. And there you go. That's your midfield. And you play a striker. Easy. I just don't know what is the matter with this.
I just wanted to double check. Yeah, I couldn't find it, but I do think we are. Well, we're 100% up there. I don't know how far behind Arsenal are we. Maybe a goal or two last season or something. I'm not too sure, but we are. Our set pieces. Is when it comes to even free kicks, we might try something a bit different here and there. We've knowing that now we're going to be awful after talking big about the set pieces, but yeah, we've
well, if Plasma's not prepping that, you should do like Arsenal tactics and just kick the ball at our defenders so it goes out for a corner. Like, if you're smart, that's what I would do. Just make corners happen. If you make corners happen,
open play.
We've gotten better. Like, now we've gone to a back four. Open play defending has gotten better. We limited Spurs quite a lot against Forest. We limited them massively. This is the problem, right? So we're good at defending open play now. If you sneak in a set piece goal, that goes to shit because the team crumbles when we go goal down. And that's the issue. So you might find it hard to get through, right, and break us down, but you keep shooting, keep trying to get them corners in, and you get a goal, and then the floodgates will open, and then it will be the next one and the next one because the team just lose their heads. So weak and spineless.
Damn. It sounds good in set pieces. Let's see how many corners we get then. And also, we should be having Wharton back in this game. He was out injured, and then that should be a massive plus in midfield as well. But yeah, look, we're going into this game 16 games unbeaten, 10 games in the league. Since we last lost a game, we won the FA Cup, won a Community Shield. Our last defeat, to be fair, was a heavy defeat against Newcastle 5-0 in April. But yeah,
not many wins though, right? I know you're not saying losses. Not many wins.
We're only
draws.
We've drew a few games. Yeah, we drew a few games, and we normally start the season slow, anyways. Second half of the season, that's when Palace kick in. So we're doing better than last season already. I'm pretty sure we've got a win, which it took us 9 games from
so
last
we could
season.
see a draw then. We could see a draw on Saturday.
Yeah, we could. I don't know how you are in attack, in all honesty, but we've been.
Well, it depends what attack he plays. If he plays Paqueta false 9, then we're shit. If he plays a striker up front, and then you've got Somerville who's got pace, you've got Bowen on the right, then we're looking good. So it all depends.
We kept the clean sheet in 1, 2, 3 out of. We kept the clean sheet in. Apart from Forest, 3 out of 4 games this season in Premier League, we kept the clean sheet. We've only conceded 1 goal, so we've been solid defensively as well. But I think it'll be a tight game. I think Potter is going to be nervous with his tactics. I don't think he's going to go all out attack. And if he does, then that's going to be amazing for us because the spacing behind, that's where we benefit. And there are question marks about us breaking down mid and low blocks. So we'll see. But let's move on to score predictions then. Start off with you, as you're the guest. How do you see this one going?
Do you know what? Now talking about it, I can actually see a draw. Like no one's satisfied because, but it just keeps.
Why do you think that though? I don't know what I said that triggered that. I'm just curious.
No, it's just obviously your fault. You've got quite a few draws, like you said. You don't get going until later on in the season. We do have some goals in this team. I don't think he's going to be dumb enough to play Paqueta false 9 again. Whether he plays Ward-Prowse, that's another story. But yeah, I do think it's just a situation when we're in these situations like that where a manager gets sacked if they lose a game. Yeah. For a while, they always kick the can down the road and they get something. And I just look at it and it kind of has draw written all over it. We've drew quite a few games for you guys in the past. And yeah, I can see it. And I'm not going to be happy because it's like, well, that we've learned nothing. We've learned absolutely nothing about the team. A draw doesn't do anything for us. Another game at home with no win, but Potter keeps his job. And then they celebrate because, it's the FA Cup winners. We've just got a point against the FA Cup winners.
Yeah, I mean, you have to no, you're just saying it wrong. It's not the FA Cup winners. Let me say it again for you. It's the FA Cup winners, Community Shield winners, European facing 16 games unbeaten, Crystal Palace. You have to get the
I don't recognize the Community Shield as a trophy. I don't recognize that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think trophies, to be fair, you won a Conference League, but it's in the back of your mind.
We have a Community Shield, and I've never counted it as a trophy.
When did you win that Community Shield?
I believe it was in the 60s.
It makes sense why you don't count it as a trophy because you never experienced it yourself. But yeah, go on. We'll withdraw. What are you saying? 1-1, 0-0, 2-2?
No, I'm gonna say 2-2. I'm gonna say 2-2. Yeah, I feel like we have quite a few 2-2 draws. I feel like we've had quite a few.
I'll be shocked if we can see 2 goals against you lot. I'll be shocked.
Listen, we've got goals in this team, right? I'm telling you.
Chelsea got goals in that team as well. They didn't score a goal against us.
Chelsea are frauds, man. Chelsea are frauds.
Sunderland didn't score a goal. You got goals in the team, but we're one of the best sides defensively so far this season.
We'll see.
We've only conceded 1 goal in 4 games, and you think we're going to concede 2 in this against West Ham? I'll be shocked. I'll be very disappointed.
It's going to happen sometime. It's going to happen sometime. Listen, I won't be surprised if you do win. Like I said, it's all going to be a case of who scores first. That's what it comes down to, right?
Yeah.
So I do foresee a situation where you're high up the pitch and we can hit you on the break through Somerville. And then you got Fernandez as well, who's been really good.
Yeah, Somerville's a threat, to be fair. You have got players there. You have got players.
I can see us taking the lead and then you coming back into it. You know what I mean? And that's well,
let's see. I'm gonna go for 1-0 Palace win. I'm not expecting that many goals. I think West Ham will be defensive and we'll get our one opportunity, whether that's from a set piece or open play, and we'll take our chance. And You know, it's a big game for us, even though it's still early in the season. Sunderland game was a bit of a disappointment in terms of result. We should have beaten them. We created enough chances. And yeah, this game, if we do win, then we go up to joint second. And we want to keep the pressure up there as long as possible in the league. Look up rather than down. So yeah, big opportunity. But let us know in the score. Let us know your score predictions in the comment section down below, as well as checking out West Ham Fan TV and Lawless live. That's it from us. And until next time, up the Palace.